Morning Magic. Written by Hal Elrod. The author of the book, with which I will introduce you now, is a truly strong personality. He was a successful man, but he lost almost everything he had, but he was able to cope with it. When written by Hal was 20 years old, he had a terrible accident, which led to clinical death. He was actually dead for 6 whole minutes. And after he woke up in the hospital, he found out that he would no longer be able to walk. Because of this, the girl left him. But instead of feeling sorry for himself and discussing how things could have been different, he accepted what happened and stopped wasting his time on meaningless dreams. Hal is fully focused on what he has, using this situation as an additional motivator for the further return to normal life. The writer trained every day and read a lot. As a result, he achieved incredible results. Sounds amazing. But a man who was predicted to be unable to walk, managed to run a 52-hour marathon, became the second of the top 60,000 salespeople at the company where he worked. He became a good father, a successful musician, writer, and world-class speaker. The magic of the morning book. She was born during the author's depression. While jogging, inspiration hit him and he developed a set of daily activities that helped him develop into the person he aspired to and later became. Head first. It's time to wake up. The world can be divided into 3 types of people. The first type includes 90% of the population. These people are resigned to the mediocre life of the average person, despite the fact that in fact, deep down they want to live a rich and interesting life, but still continue to waste time on all sorts of nonsense, without taking any steps towards change. The second type of people focuses on only one or a few aspects of their lives. For example, in a successful career, he can achieve results there, but the rest of the components of his life, whether it is health, family, friends, and others, suffer. The third type is the type of successful people who try to find balance in all areas of their lives. Most people don't think about it, but success in one industry has a big impact on performance in another. If you maintain optimal levels in every area of your life, then you can become a happy, efficient, and balanced person. To begin with, it is necessary to determine how we see the ideal life in different areas of our lives. In order to determine your ideal in a particular area, you can do the following practice. Imagine a funeral attended by all your close friends, colleagues, family. They all stand around the coffin in which you are lying, saying farewell words in turn. Having presented this picture, write on a piece of paper what you would like to hear about yourself from friends, colleagues, mothers, wives, mothers-in-law, and so on. This way you can define your ideal picture of yourself in every area of your life. Next, you need to identify the factors that are holding you back from that perfect portrait. Currently. Chapter 2. Great Morning. It is a method born out of desperation. Defining your ideal self. You will take only the first step towards the formation of this personality, but you will not achieve success. There is a great quote in the book about this. On the one hand, we all want to be happy, on the other hand, we all know what makes us happy, but we don't do it. Why? Very simple. We are too busy for this, too busy. For what? Too busy to be happy. We are a reflection of our level of personal development. And often our success cannot be higher than this level. You can attract success only by becoming ideal with yourself, that is, a person who can attract this success. It is necessary to accept the fact that if you start to change something, striving for your ideal, you will be doomed to an ordinary life. It means settling for less than what you deserve and what you are capable of, suffering from depression, anxiety, and the like. Experiencing difficulties in relationships with loved ones and having difficulty making ends meet. But if you still want to achieve the maximum level of development in a particular area, do what you love, wake up at a time convenient for you, communicate only with people you like, and so on. You will need to gain the experience of knowing the worldview and belief, which you can form only if you work diligently on yourself every day. Hill in this book, just the same, he gives several practices that allow you to form the right perception and help you not to quit what you started in the middle of the path, as is often the case. He believes that the right morning can lay the foundation for success for the whole day. Practice. The first is silence. How about starting the day not with running and bustle, but with awareness of peace and tranquility? These conditions are most lacking in modern people in a highly stressful environment. One of the science-tested ways is meditation. Scientists claim that it reduces stress levels, improves concentration walkie-talkie, and even increases some parts of the brain. There are a very large number of techniques. The main thing is to fulfill them. Here is the algorithm proposed by Hill. The first is convenient to shoot in a comfortable, but not too relaxed place, so as not to fall asleep. The second is to concentrate on breathing as much as possible. You can use the square rule for this. Inhale for 3 seconds and hold your breath for 3 seconds. Exhale for 3 seconds. And again, hold your breath for the same time. Repeat this cycle throughout the session. Third, try to use lower belly breathing. In this case, you should inhale through your nose, and you should breathe through your mouth. Your fourth strategic task is to clear your mind of all thoughts. They will still attack. You just accept it and keep focusing on your breath. Fifth, start with 5 minutes and gradually increase this time. Practice 2. And pharmacy is actually not some kind of super modern fashionable technique, but a positive attitude. In fact, these are the same internal dialogues that we semi-consciously conduct with ourselves. Hill gives several rules for reprogramming your thinking for productivity and success with the help of the operation. First, decide on your goals. And do this for every aspect of life, be it financial relationships or physical health. Describe how you see your ideal life. The brain must know the specific destination. Second, answer the question why. A few weighty arguments will help to better clarify the goals and make them more conscious. In addition, they will protect you from the oppressive and inhibiting doubts that will inevitably appear on your way. Third, describe what kind of person you need to be in order to achieve the intended goals of self-development and self-development. What is the first thing you invest in yourself? You can only change your life by changing your personality. And this is perhaps the most difficult task. The first step toward a decision is to understand what you want from yourself. Fourth, determine those actions that will lead to the goal. Include in them the exact number and frequency of steps you intend to take. Let's say I go to the gym twice a week and spend 30 minutes doing it. In this case, your promotion will be as visible and controllable as possible, and therefore successful. Fifth, use someone else's experience. Add to your operations the statements of other people that most closely resonate with your thoughts. There is nothing shameful in this. On the contrary, you kind of get the power of those individuals whose quotes are spoken briefly and succinctly. Write down the answers to the above points, and then read them aloud. Every morning, every day you can combine it with sports or a shower. The main thing is to do it emotionally and sincerely. Tactics. Third, visualization. Athletes have been using this technique in their training for quite some time now. And in such a pragmatic area as sports, nothing lingers, nothing is empty and ineffective. So feel free to add this technique to your arsenal. Hill recommends doing this practice immediately after reading operations. And do it in 3 steps. First, get ready, sit down in a comfortable but not too loose posture. Close your eyes and breathe deeply. You can first turn on pleasant, but not intrusive music. Second, imagine what you want to achieve. Just create in your brain the most vivid and deep images of the life that you are trying to connect all the senses. Imagine the emotions you will feel. In other words, try to live out your future. The more vividly it turns out, the more efforts you will then make to achieve your plan. Third, imagine who you want to become. Imagine with what enthusiasm you will do your job and with what pleasure you will go for a morning run. Visualize all those actions in which you will express yourself as a person and how your environment, relatives, friends, and colleagues will react. Practice 4. Physical exercises. It may be difficult for you to force yourself, but you will never regret after morning exercises. This is a very effective and underestimated way of self-development. It not only improves well-being, saturates the brain with oxygen. Most importantly, it gives the most immediate impetus to real action. The beauty of morning physical activity is that it's hard for you to find excuses when you have more than enough time and you're definitely not tired yet. You can choose any type of activity that suits you, whether it's running, complex exercise, or cycling. Hill suggests taking a closer look at yoga, which has a wide range of influences on almost all body systems, allowing you to fully turn on your body. Before that, it also contains a spiritual aspect. Many of its varieties are a form of meditation. A huge arsenal of exercises will never let you get bored from reading. What would you like to achieve? Surely someone has already done something similar or at least been in a similar situation. And it is very likely that the story all about it. Today there is no point in reinventing the wheel. It is enough to read the manual for its manufacture. That is the power of reading. You can travel the path much faster than its discoverer. What will save you tons of time to open your own? Start with at least 10 pages a day. This will give you about 20,200 book pages per year. Impressive! Here are some more tips to make reading more efficient. Apply advice. Most people consider reading a book to be a success, not applying it. But only by applying and remembering advice from books. You can grow as a person. Control the process with your goals. Don't forget to ask yourself, what are you reading for and what do you want to get out of the book? Emphasize. Make notes in the margins. Read to the holes. In general, do everything to take from the book. Reread the best works as much as possible. We rarely master and apply in life even the 10th part of what we learn about. In addition, over time, our way of thinking changes, and we perceive old information in a new way. All this points to the need for rereading. It allows you to dive deeper into the material and get more out of it. Practice 6. Keeping a diary. A diary helps to document events, impressions, ideas, and plans. All that is so easily eroded from the head. It is a free form of psychotherapy that is available anytime, anywhere. The need to summarize all the most important things forces you to think carefully and concentrate on the experience you have experienced. And, rereading it, allows you to take a fresh look at old ideas and life lessons, as well as trace your development. Chapter 3, 95% Reality Check. Now, you know how to reprogram your brain to be positive. But, unfortunately, this is not enough. And only 5 people out of 100 succeed. The thing is that a person is constantly surrounded by negative attitudes that prevent him from achieving his goals. For example, most people do not talk about operations, but surround themselves only with a negative outlook on life, avoiding the right path and choosing the path of least resistance. If you do not know how to influence these restrictions, you will definitely pass. Let's talk about how to enter the 5%. First, turn off rear-view mirror syndrome. Our subconscious always perceives the present through the prism of the past. Every choice we make is filtered by the experience we have had in the past of what time we wake up tomorrow, to the goals that we set ourselves and believe that we can achieve. All this limits our potential. Therefore, first of all, it is necessary to accept that the past is not equal to the future. Who we become depends entirely on our choice in the present moment. Second, define your goals. Most people are unable to articulate their purpose in life and are focused on getting through the next day. As a rule, they choose the path of least resistance and give preference to momentary goals and pleasures, trying to avoid discomfort. When your life is subordinated to a goal, even the simplest one, is it easier for you to overcome the difficulties that arise, and are you more likely to achieve what you want? Third, stop giving indulgences. We think that every single choice or action we make affects only this particular moment in our lives. One of the most common reasons that prevent us from achieving our goals. In fact, our every action, choice, and even our thoughts determine the quality of our life. Every time we choose something easy, we deprive ourselves of the opportunity to develop the discipline that many of us lack. By choosing a negative attitude instead of a positive one, we reduce our own effectiveness. And although it seems to us that what we become is much more important than what we are doing right now, but in fact, it is what we do now that determines who we become in the future. For example, many people mistakenly believe that I press the snooze button on alarms. We only influence the moment. But in reality, this action programs. Our subconscious mind thinks it's okay to give up what we originally intended to do. Fourth, let's report to ourselves. Control is necessary to achieve results. In fact, all successful people from the village to professional athletes have a high degree of self-control. It is he who gives them the necessary system of leverage, including on themselves, which allows them to achieve their goals. Even if right now you want to postpone everything. As children, we are controlled by adult parents, teachers, and so on. It is thanks to them that we have received everything that we now have: education, good habits, and much more. But when we become adults, in order to succeed, we need to develop our own control system. Recommendations from the author. Find a partner you trust and control you. It could be a friend, colleague, or family member. Someone who is also interested in following the magic system late morning. This will help both of you reach the next level of development. Fifth, get rid of the boring environment. To a large extent, the quality of our life is shaped by our environment. When there are many mediocre and lazy people with a negative attitude around us, we are more likely to be the same. But if we try to surround ourselves with successful and positive people who inspire us to become better, we will inevitably become like them. Don't let yourself be limited by fear, insecurity, and other people's gaze. Chapter 4. Why did you wake up this morning? We often start the day feeling like we've already failed. The thing is that our well-being and motivation in the morning depend on internal beliefs. The right attitude affects the productivity of the whole day. He'll identify several practices that can help you get through each day effectively. First, motivate yourself ahead of time. Everyone in life had days when he woke up with joy and certain enthusiasm. It was connected with something exciting and extraordinary. There were other days when in the evening you were afraid to fall asleep, thinking about tomorrow, and in the morning you did not dare to get up. If your will is suppressed in the morning, trying to motivate yourself in this state is a failed idea. So do it in the evening. Think about what you will get up for tomorrow. And as a result, you will wake up with the same positive thoughts. Second, set an alarm. How far away from the bed? A simple but very effective trick. You just can't unconsciously reach out and turn off the bell. You will now have to get out of bed to do this. Willy-nilly. But you wake up. Third, run to brush your teeth and wash your face. Obviously, it's not like that. Many, even waking up, begin to lazily scroll through the feed in social networks or simply do not study in bed. But such a simple action as brushing your teeth and washing your face with water, preferably cold, virtually exclude the possibility of returning to bed. After that, you will feel much more energized. Fourth, drink some water. What would happen if you didn't drink a drop of water for 6-8 o'clock? You would probably feel dehydrated. This condition slows down the metabolism in the body and causes a feeling of fatigue. But this is exactly what happens to you at night. To start the body, just replenish its reserves with a glass of water. Fifth, put on your tracksuit. Physical exercises. One of the key moments of a successful and productive morning. Many people immediately go to the shower. But, according to Hal, you have to earn him a good workout first. It affects all spheres: intellectual, spiritual, physical, emotional. Chapter 5. How to turn the unbearable into irreplaceable. Setting the right goals and objectives is not enough. You need to be able to adapt to changes, turning the unbearable into irreplaceable. When you enter some kind of habit conditionally, running in the morning in the first 10 days will be insanely hard for you. The brain will resist new actions in every possible way and programs you to choose an easy solution. At this stage, you need to constantly motivate yourself first. The second is to answer the question why, and make positive arguments. Third, realize that these feelings won't last forever. The next 10 days will be much easier. The main thing here is not to break. Otherwise, the painful sensation will have to be repeated again. The third stage of the last 10 days is the most important. This is where we reinforce the habit. It is important in these 10 days to begin to associate the habit with pleasant sensations. So you will be proud of yourself and enjoy it? Thank you for watching the video. Become a like and subscribe to the channel for now.